Hey guys, BJ with Very Basic Bible. Let's go and look at this Bible passage right here. First Chronicles 20. Got a few neat things in it. Here we go. In the spring of the year, the time when kings go out to battle, Joab led out the army and ravaged the country of the Ammonites and came and besieged Rabbah. But David remained at Jerusalem. So while Joab led out an army, ravaging the country of the Ammonites, and came and besieged Rabbah, Rabbah was a city, I'm assuming. While Joab's doing all of that, David remains in Jerusalem. And Joab struck down Rabbah and overthrew it. And David took the crown of their king from his head. He found that it weighed a talent of gold, and in its weight, David remained in Jerusalem. David took the crown of their king from his head. If you look over in the NLT, I just noticed. Then, way over here, then David went to Rabbah and removed the crown from the king's head. Oh, okay. And these other one, it just says David took the crown from the head of their king. David took the crown from the head of their king and wore it. It doesn't say he went there. But we assume he did. I mean, how else could he? Did they get the crown and bring it? I'm gonna go search real fast. Let's search the name Joab. Joab was an army commander. Second Samuel. We go down. How then I show you the face of Joab? Joab and Abishai pursued Abner. Joab lives. We're gonna find it. Don't worry. Joab blew a trumpet. Joab returned from pursuing Abner. Okay, so Joab and Abner. And they traveled. Behold Abner. I know I'm looking really fast. I'm going to show you something. All right. Uriah the Hittite. Okay, here we go. Bathsheba. Okay. Then it happened in the spring, at the time when kings go out to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all, and they brought destruction on the sons of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. 2 Samuel 11:1. Look at First Chronicles 20. In the spring of the year. Okay, I'm going to read this again. Then it happened in the spring, at the time when kings go out to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel. And they, Joab and his servants, they brought destruction on the sons of Ammon and besieged Rabbah, but David stayed in Jerusalem. In the spring of the year, the time when kings go out to battle, Joab led out the army and ravaged the country of the Ammonites. Look over here. Sons of Ammon. Ammon. Oh, yeah. Where's it at? Country of the Ammonites. I just noticed the New King James right here. It happened in the spring of the year, at the time when kings go out to battle, that Joab led out the armed forces and ravaged the country of the people of Ammon. So this one even says Ammon. The Legacy Standard Bible, the sons of Ammon. Ammonites. Ammon. Ammonites. So say same thing, right? All right. But David remained in Jerusalem. And Joab struck down Rabbah and overthrew it. You go to what was it? For Second Samuel. Um, Joab and David's servants, in other words, David's army, Joab and the army. They brought destruction on the sons of Ammon and besieged Rabbah, but David stayed in Jerusalem. Let's see if it's more parallel. Oh no, there's no parallel. Because now at evening time, David got up from his bed. Then it starts talking about David and Bathsheba. Completely different story. Excuse me. Okay, I'm looking real quick. All right. I'll have to read that closer later. No, tell us now, BJ. Well, I want to find some other stuff. So that's a rather neat. It might tell us, let me see. Control F. Crown. Nope. King. There's King David, of course. One second, guys. Okay, King one of eight matches. I'm gonna see if it talks about the crown of King David going down, you know. Yeah. Hmm. Let's see what chapter 12 says. Then Nathan rebukes David. Okay. Loss of a child. Yeah, David loses his child Solomon. Okay, war again. Now David, oh hey, here it is. So after Uriah the Hittite and Bathsheba, okay, after all that, now Joab fought against Rabbah of the sons of Ammon and captured the royal city. Then Joab sent messengers to David and said, I have fought against Rabbah. I have even captured the city of waters. Maybe that's what Rabbah means. Okay. Names back then often, yeah, like they name people after things. Anyway, now then, gather the rest of the people and camp opposite the city and capture it. Or I will capture the city myself, and it will be named after me. Drives like David, get over here, capture the city so I don't capture and get glory. You're the king, you need to capture it. So David gathered all the people and went to Rabbah, because remember, David was staying in Jerusalem. He fought against it and captured it. Then he took the crown of their king from his head, and its weight was a talent of gold, and it had a precious stone. Right? It says David took the crown of their king from his head. He found that it weighed a talent of gold, and it was a precious, and in it was a precious stone. And he brought out the plunder in the city of great amounts. He also brought out the people who were in it and put some to work at saws, iron picks, and iron axes, and made others serve at the brickworks. He did the same to all the cities of the sons of Ammon. Then David and all the people returned to Jerusalem. Okay. So David goes out and starts, he brought all the people out and put them to work, Pretty cool. First Chronicles parallels a lot of Second Samuel, First Kings, and Second Kings. It mostly parallels Judah. Now, watch this. He brought out all the people who were in it and set them to labor with saws and iron picks and axes. Okay, so set them to labor. Compare 2 Samuel 12:31. Look over here. 2 Samuel 12. Yeah, 31. He brought out the people who were in it and but wait. Okay, we got the ESV here. Let's go find the ESV over here. Compare the same Bible to the same Bible. Okay, what was it? 31. What's the note? Were set to them to labor. Hebrew, he sawed. Okay. 2 Samuel 12:31. In the ESV, go to Bible Gateway. We're in 2 Samuel 12. There's 20, there's 24, 25. We'll find it. 28, 31. Okay. And he brought out the people who were in it and set them to labor with saws and iron picks and iron axes. Oh, looks the same to me. I wonder why let's see what happens if I click on that. Oh, and he brought out the people who were in it and set them to labor with saws and iron picks and iron axes and made them toil like the brick kilns. Okay. So they agree. So I wonder why, 2 Samuel, and then in italics, Hebrew, he sawed. The words here does not say the words in Hebrew set them to labor with saws. It's somewhere in there. He sawed. Did he saw the people with saws and iron pickaxes? He saws. He saws. Okay. In Abieri. He deported the people of the city and set them to work with saws, iron axes. Okay. Is that it? In Abieri. Made them made them do hard labor with saws, iron axes, consigned them to the laborers. You know what? Oh, hey, LSB made them work with saws right here. Hebrew indicates cut, or made them cut with saws, cut them with saws, made them to work with saws, with iron axes. Okay, CPDV, I saw it. I saw the thing I was looking for. And then he led away the people who were in it. The people who were in Rabbah, okay. David went, took the crown from the king. He captured it, takes the crown, let him out, took the spoils. Then what did David do? He led away the people who were in the city, and he caused plows and sleds and iron chariots to go over the people, so much so that they were cut apart and crushed. If you read, I wonder what the King James, let's see, KJV. Oh, hey, and he brought out the people that were in it and cut them with saws and with harrows of iron and with axes. All right. Older translations, it seems, go to David actually like cut them up with the saws and the axes and the picks instead of put them to work with saws and axes and picks. So sometimes in older translations, you'll be reading that, you'll be like, whoa, David did that to him? Torture him like crazy. I mean, they did do crazy stuff like that. If that happened, I kind of wouldn't be surprised. But we can see a little bit of a discrepancy from how they used to translate the Bible passage, because the King James version is pretty old. The Catholic Public Domain version, I'm guessing it's 2009. Says it. Yeah, there's a little bubble there. It says 2000, not that old, but maybe it's from older manuscripts. I'm sorry, it's from the older manuscripts we found, which are newer chronologically wise. Used to, we had manuscripts that were thousands of years after the events. More recently, we found manuscripts that recorded these stories that are only hundreds of years. They're more reliable. We found more manuscripts. We found them, instead of finding them in some strange language, we found them in actual Hebrew. We found more reliable manuscripts. So we assume, so that could be a difference. That could be what's going on here, a difference in manuscripts. But you can see, like in RSVP, set them to work, you know. He put them to work using saws, you know. But then Second Samuel, what is it? 12:31. Let's go to Second Samuel 12:31 and compare all those. Was it 31? It's close enough. Okay. In a Aberi, he deported the people of the city, set them to work with. Now, this is Second Samuel, not First Chronicles. Put them to work with Saul's iron picks, consigning them to labor with saws and with iron picks. ESV. And set them to labor with saws. Okay. What about here? What was it? Second Samuel 12. It's still right up here, I guess. 31. Go. Clickety click clack. Okay, CPDV. Let's see what he. Okay. And also bringing forth its people. Remember, these are people from Rabbah. Joab defeats it. Then Joab's like, "Hey, come over here and like give the final blow." David comes over, gives the final blow, takes the crown. Yay! David, the king, is the victor. That's what we want. We want the king to be the victor. Then they pull the people out of Rabbah. What do they do to them? Also, bringing forth Rabbah's people, he sawed them and he drove over them with iron wagons and he divided them with knives and he dragged them through brick kilns. Yikes. KJV, an older one from older manuscripts, and he brought forth the people that were therein and put them under saws and under harrows of iron and under axes of iron and made them pass through the brick kiln. Thus he did man. That would have been quite. But Look over here, the easy to read version made them work with saws, iron picks, and axes. The New International Reader's version, he forced them to make bricks, made them work with. I'm assuming it's a difference in manuscript translations and manuscripts, and maybe better translations. Like the more you study something, the better you get at it. And sometimes you figure out breakthroughs, or you figure out, oh, we've been doing this wrong, or oh, it would be better to do X, Y, and Z, right? So better translation, probably. Yeah. So that's kind of neat. This passage gives us an opportunity to look at those two things. We looked at, wait, why does it say this? Oh, let's look at a parallel passage. Then we looked at what's kind of a whoa verse about saws and axes and picks. We kind of talked about some of that stuff. Okay, it's kind of fun. Um, I wasn't planning on it, but before I started the video, I typed in. I went to First Chronicles, whatever it was, 20. Oh, I'm already off. I went there and I was like, hey, why not? We'll read it. And I read it. It's like, whoa, hey, that's kind of fun. So just talk about it. All right, guys, we will see y'all in the next very basic Bible. Okay. Stop recording.